What's going on, guys? It's your boy Velan here, and this is Be The Source. Be The Source is where I chat with creative individuals to find out where they are on their journey so far. On today's show, we got Naushervanshad. What are you telling me?
I'm good, bro. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm loving it.
Welcome
to the show.
You got me on the east side of the river, man. It's a bit crazy right now.
Welcome to my jungle.
Nah, it's nice, bro. It's good.
No, it's a pleasure to have you. This is like legit the second show we're doing, and I had to get you on.
I appreciate that, man. It's a pleasure to be here, bro.
That's mad. So you're a filmmaker, music video director, and a studio manager.
Yeah, man. All three. And it's crazy that I've got a lot going on, but
that's
what it is.
Yeah. Like, where did it all start?
So it started originally. If I want to talk about my creative journey, when I was younger, I always realized I wasn't the most academic person.
Okay.
So that was kind of like that's quite evident in my scores, in my results. Coming home with like not the best results.
At home?
Nearly, man, a couple of times, you know what I mean? You know, it's with Asian parents.
Rolling pin in that.
Rolling pin in that, getting dashed with the choppers. It's all good, it's all good. No, so at young age, I realized that quite evidently I wasn't the best at academics, and I was pretty hands-on because I really enjoyed music. I really enjoyed DT and technology. I was quite good with practical stuff, like DIY and stuff like that. So as I carried on, I was like, I realized that when it comes to like GCSEs and stuff like that, okay, what do I like doing? My brother and my cousin, when I was young, when I was around 12, 11, they were really into music.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I want to be like them.
What kind of music?
Just rap, hip-hop. Had a big influence in hip-hop and rap growing up. Listened to Nas, Biggie, Tupac, Big L. So all the greats. Do you know what I mean?
How old is your older brother?
My brother's 3 years older than me, so I'm 24 now, so he's 27.
Okay.
Yeah, 27. Okay. So 3 years apart, and my cousin was 1 year older than me. They were like the Asian Cryptic Conan. Do you know what I mean? They were going back to back, and it was like cool seeing them. And I wanted to be like them, so I had a passion for music. I've always been heavily music orientated. Mum and dad always loved music, but my brother pretty much gave me my taste of hip hop.
What kind of music did your parents listen to?
A lot of like Asian classic Bollywood.
Was you feeling that as well?
To be fair, a lot of them are very quite poetic. When you really break them down, they're really poetic. So when I started to get much more understanding of our language and Hindi and what the songs actually really meant, you break them down, we're quite deep in the language, and when you really take it back, it's quite poetic, quite beautiful.
But also when you take it back, it's always about a guy chasing the girl.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we should switch it up in it. Where the girls chase the guys, man. What's going on?
I always rate how they always find a different way to say the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, I went so off course.
No, that's all good. So then, fast forwarding a little bit, I wanted to do music, and the whole journey of, it's funny because my brother is naturally quite gifted by the grace of God. He is quite smart, and even when it came to creative, he was pretty much
by the grace of God, or because he put the work in and then revised and you didn't?
Nah, a bit of both, man. Like, because he's one of them guys that didn't have to revise as much and still get good grades. And me, like, I really was envious of him. You know what I mean? I was like, yo.
Okay.
But, so he was really gifted with the words, quite a good wordsmith, and I always inspired to be like him. And me, and seeing my cousin as well doing the same thing with him and my brother, it's quite inspiring at a young age. So I was like, all right, do you know what? I want to be into the creative industry. I want to know how. I want to try to be like them. Started doing it with my friends, me and my couple friends, my Filipino friend Robin. Like, we grew up. Yeah. I've known him since year 4, so it was like, let's try it, man. We started recording music.
What was this convo? You just went to your Filipino boy and you were like, yo, like, let's start doing something.
Yeah, like, we were both really into music.
Okay.
And I was just like, bro, should we try to write music? He was like, all right, why not, man? Let's do it, innit? And we started recording.
Like a boy band?
Nah, not like a boy band. We're just like, we'll make music, we'll spit over all these UK beats, like the grime beats back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, you had Stimpy, Screwface, all those classic ones when we were growing up. You know when you got infrared on your phone and you're like, yo, bro, send that to me, innit? Like, infrared, and you have to hold the phones close together and stuff. You can't walk away. Bro, don't walk too far, man, we're done. You know what I mean? Anyway, them classic Nokias, hold tight. If you know, you know. Throwbacks. Anyway, so then started recording off our webcam and slowly developed, started doing more and more music. Fast forwarding, not going too much into my music journey, did a lot of it. But I always felt I wasn't as...
Where are these tracks? Can I find them? Because I stalked you up for this podcast and I didn't find no tracks. Where are they?
No, we can talk about it offline. People that don't need to know that don't need to know it.
Why? Are you ashamed of your...
No, but it's like, bro, I'm so much more confident as a filmmaker director now.
Yeah.
So, and a music video director, that journey was like, it's like a whole different chapter of my life. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, forget them. You definitely got to show me these shots. So. I'm very intrigued.
You know what I mean? So, it's all good. So, did that for a good couple of years and was really, really passionate about music, but was very insecure.
How old are you at this point?
I'm 24 now. Going to be 25 next month.
When you was doing...
When I was doing that, I was around from the age of, I would say from the age of 12 to up to the age of 12 to the age of 18, I did music.
Okay.
But
did
no
you
way.
do GCC and all of that as well?
Yeah, I did all through GCC just because, like I said.
Did you pick music?
No, they didn't actually. My school didn't let me.
What?
Funny enough, because they're like I didn't know how to play a musical instrument. So
for you to pick music, you had to learn how to know already you had to play.
No, or learn like go to the lessons that were like a bit more private, and I had to pay a bit more money for them. I was like,
what?
Bro, that's dead. I don't want to do that.
That's weird. Okay.
So I didn't. So up to from year 7 to 9, I even actually excelled in music as well. So if we're talking about classical musical reading, I would actually be one of the most that knew how to read music.
How right?
I wasn't the best at playing music, but I knew like what the tones were, what the language was, and I was really it was just really natural to me, just because of the passion and interest I had. So fast forwarding from music, I obviously got a letdown when they didn't let me learn it in GCSEs. So then I did GCSEs, didn't really get the best GCSEs, left with 5.5 GCSEs.
What did you do in A-levels? Did you do music in A-levels?
So I didn't do music in A-levels because it got to a crossroad where I was like, okay, what do I really want to do? So after I did my GCSEs, I did a retake year.
Because a lot of people, they leave GCSEs, they don't even think, they just go to sixth form or college or just drop
I
out.
automatically so I did 1 year sixth form because I wanted to do a retake to get my maths better.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really the best for maths.
Yeah.
And still got the same grade, got a D twice. It is what it is. It's cool.
It is what it is.
It's cool.
You don't
and
need
then,
maths to do music. Actually, I don't know. Do you?
nah, you don't. Nah. It's all good. So then
You got laptops now.
your calculators, you know what I mean? It's all good.
Calculator, I got my phone, G.
There you go. So then came at this time where I was like, do I want to stay in sixth form and do A-levels, which is exam based, or do I want to go try? And obviously this is at the time where BTEC and national diplomas were kind of just really coming into the main world, and people, not main world, but really coming forward and people pushing for them.
Okay.
Because prior to us, the older generation, not many people were doing
That's
BTECs or level 3 diplomas because
That's true, I never
it was
thought
frowned
of
upon. It was quite frowned upon for whatever reason. People just wanted to go the straight traditional route. A-levels.
I mean, some people are more practical than
Yeah,
exam-based,
exactly.
yeah.
But it's just like back then, I think educational firm was very hard hitting on A-levels.
Definitely.
And
It's
going
like
to
your son's got an apprenticeship.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas now...
It's very accepted. It's people like 6, smashed it, like wonderful, good on him. Do you know what I mean? So, and even me doing that, because like I said, my brother's exams, smashed it, did amazing. That's traditional journey. A-levels, university, after second year university, even got offered a master's because of how well he did.
Oh, wow.
So he, like I said to you, he's...
How did you feel being in that household when your older siblings excelling in his academics?
So like I said, at the beginning was very like me finding myself very insecure, very worrying.
How did you overcome that? How do you get over this?
So then that's where it leads into my creative journey, where I came at this crossroad. I said to Mum, I was like, Mum, I want to go to college. She goes, what? Why do you want to go to college? I said, oh, because there's a lot more different types of courses, a lot more opportunity, like a lot more choice. And I feel like if I do A-levels and exams, I'm not going to be able to deliver what I want for you, and I'm just going to flop, and I'm going to be a dick, and I'm just going to be worthless, and you're going to probably disown me and shit, and I'm going to be upset. And I've sucked as an Asian child, innit? Do you know what I mean?
You had that comment with your mum. Why did you choose your mum and not your dad?
My mum, just because my dad, like when I was younger growing up, my dad has been a hustler since the day we've got into this country. And he hasn't really been around as much because he's always been working. And growing up, I didn't really understand, and I was quite mad at him as well. Before that, I was just like, bro, like you haven't really been around and haven't really had that big dad influence. And I was quite angry growing up. I was like, I haven't really had that big dad influence. And there's a lot, as you know, probably similar in your family, from an Asian household, that when you're in Asian culture, there's a lot of responsibilities that we naturally take on from young.
100%.
Just because of the family unit, it's quite different. And then my brother went to Manchester for university, so I had to do quite a lot of stuff at a young age.
What did he study? Just
he actually studied aerospace engineering.
Right. Wow.
So we're very two different spectrums in life. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? And So I had the conversation with my mom because my mom was quite heavily involved in my education and quite worried because of I wasn't obviously performing as well as my brother or typical standards of an Asian household. And I said, Mom, like, I really enjoy music. I do at the youth club. Oh yeah, sorry. And then obviously, side other little note that while going through college and sixth form, I went to a youth club in my area, and that's why I big up all the youth clubs when I was growing up because they've stopped a lot of them in my area now, and the government don't want to fund them, which is a nightmare. So there's not a lot for the youth to do nowadays. So it's a bit crazy. That's why probably the risen of grime culture, like the culture, not knife crime. Sorry, let me retake that. So not grime, but like the culture of knife crime, violence, and youth just being a lot more in the streets.
Just to cut you off there, because you just brought that up, knife crime. Yeah, Ramesh was telling me earlier. There's a point sheet for what?
For if you stab someone, you get 1 point.
Like gangs have this point system.
That's sorry, mind my language. If can we swear?
Yeah, I can beep it out. Yeah.
That's fucked. That's like the most crazy thing you could ever say to me. That's mad. Because growing up, yes, probably I don't know around your area, but in South London where I grew up near Clapham Junction, Tooting, Streatham, Mitcham. Big up South West London. That you did a lot of like fights, like it was like one-on-ones or you just get outnumbered. It wasn't enough to do with weapons or knives or guns. Like when I got older, around my early 20s, 19, that's when I started to see like people using knives and shit, which was fucked. It was crazy. It was a bit mad for me. And then obviously the risen culture. So obviously we're going a bit side note, but the fact is, it's just that just sounds absurd.
No.
It was like the other day reading the whole, I don't know if you lot saw on WhatsApp or something that started circling, beat up a Muslim day or something crap.
No,
I was just like, smashed it, this is the world I'm living in.
That's actually where this point system came from.
Yeah, and it was just, it's I have no words. That's beyond absurd, that's crazy. I don't understand why we live in a world that's actually allowed. Not necessarily, I'm not saying the government allow it, but people actually think on a human level it's cool to do that. I'm
going to bring it back onto topic because I'm not a huge podcast yet and I don't really want to talk about these topics because I know how you lot are going to comment some crap about me.
But yeah, so going back, I did youth club and had that whole conversation back with my mum.
Yeah.
And my mum's like, no, you're not doing music because what are you going to do with your life? And I was like, rah.
Straight up she said no.
Shot my dream down, shot my balloons, you know them balloons and the bubbles that you have. And then I was like, no. She was like, no, I don't understand where it's going to get you, and natural concerns of an Asian parent, and then obviously me being a Muslim from Pakistani child, like how are you going to be a good Muslim doing that stuff? Like, how is it going to benefit you? How are you going to make money? I was just like, damn. All right, cool. She said, it's cool to have it as a hobby, and I encourage you to have it as a hobby.
Did you have any answers back to those questions?
I said, no, not really. I was like, Mum, I just love it. She goes, well, what you love may not make you money sometimes. And I was like, I hear that, no problem. So I said to myself, what is the most equal thing after music that I enjoy? And I noticed the fact that back then, obviously, the whole culture of Channel U, MTV was still pretty big in the UK. To watch the latest music video, you'd have to watch it on TV. To watch your favorite artist, it has to be TV based.
YouTube was slowly
coming like a couple years after that. So YouTube and internet came around, and that's another. We'll get onto that as well. So MTV came around. I used to watch that Channel U very heavily. I was very involved in that UK grime early culture. I used to love it. Still do. Still very proud of like what's going on. So I was like, do you know what? I love music videos and films. And my family and me would always watch a lot of films together. And when I was young, we used to go watch cinema together as a unit, just to keep that bond going while young, cool. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, cool, let me try filmmaking. That's cool.
Your parents actually took you cinema?
Yeah.
See, my parents were too Asian. They were like, nah, download that thing. Ramesh now said use torrents.
Some LimeWire stuff going on there. People that know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
back in the day.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, LimeWire. Crazy. So I was like, cool, let me go college and figure out a path that I could study and getting into the crave and start just trying to pick up a camera and see how what I could do and how I could start my journey. So then snowball effect. I went to college.
Where'd you pick up a camera?
Where?
Yeah. You said it like it was I just picked up a camera and just started making it.
No, I had this interest, and then actually, so side note as well. So obviously, being in an Asian household, well, actually a lot of family households, we love handheld cameras, VHS. Like your family, you had the uncle, your dad would be like, oh, let's capture everything. Do you know what I mean? And my mum and dad were really big into that as well. To be fair, so that notion was quite heavy in my family as well already.
It was so bad up to a point. Like, you know, when you'd go back home,
Yeah.
and you might have a transfer somewhere, like a country in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And we're at this airport now, and then they have sometimes they have some weird, cool statues, right? My mum would be like, "Go stand next to the statue," and she would take a picture. And every time when I was a kid growing up, until like 16,
Pardon me.
I'd have to wear a suit because when I
Wow.
come out the airport, my family would be there to greet me. So I have to come out the airport looking like a don.
Yeah.
A man's from London. What? Yeah.
see, where I'm from in Pakistan, you don't want to look like money. Do you know what I mean?
No. I see that. No, you play that role, but then you get in the car, you take all your shit off.
Yeah, it's just like, boy, do you know what I mean? So, that's actually funny because even when I had a stop in Abu Dhabi, like, my mom did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, go stand next
to that fountain or that statue.
Yeah.
I was like,
Abu
Mum.
Dhabi airport is sick.
Beautiful. I had a little stopover when I was going to Pakistan one time. So, so then I picked my creative path at college and then I did some research into what cameras are good. And at that time, because of my budget and because my mum was actually going to help me, mum and my dad
What was your budget? Real talk, what was your budget?
At the first time, I was only had like a couple, like £200 to £300 my mum was going to invest into. Do you know what I mean? So
you convinced your mum to get you a camera after she said no to do music?
yeah, because I was just like, Mum, like, okay, cool, you don't like me doing music. What about filmmaking? What about directing? She goes, okay, let's see how you can make it work. Then that's a bit more feasible than
Swear down.
the music by itself. Because if you think about it, in our culture, everybody loves TV, everybody loves reading. Like my mom and dad watch dramas, they're big into TV, they watch films. So it was a bit more of an easier argument than just music. And obviously, then you can get into documentaries, you get into filmmaking. There's so many more elements.
Because when I try to talk to my parents about filmmaking, they always see it as this huge industry, and you can't get into that.
No, they had those
Because it's TV.
No, they had those worries and concerns as well, naturally. But it's a little bit more of a feasible argument because you can kind of still make money off it. Then obviously, shortly a couple years after that, like people started to do like the whole wedding stuff, and all these things kind of came about. And it was like, yeah, cool. Like depending on what you want to do, and it's a bit more of a talented for them. It's like more of a talented craft. Not saying the music isn't, but and I'm a bit more respected from my culture and my community. So I was like, cool. As long as you accept and you let me run with it, let's try.
So you thought, I'm going to make Pakistani cereals.
So I mean, so I was like, so I bought my first camera. Actually, if I take it back, I didn't have the money for a Canon, so I ended up buying a Nikon.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started my
You're that
journey on a
Nikon
Nikon.
guy,
Yeah, I started with Nikon.
Bro, I don't know how Nikon works. It looks mad complicated.
Bro, the interface, even to this day, I was like, what? Like, what? Their functionality is just crazy. And then I remember shooting my first couple of music videos. Obviously, getting to know that on UK and London, we film in the British industry, we shoot 25.
How did you learn all this?
So this is through college and just doing a lot of research and just...
Like, you studied it at college?
Yeah, I studied, so then I picked my course at college, which is Creative Media Diploma.
Okay, sick.
So all types of media. So we're talking film, photography, graphics.
What was your favorite?
So for me, my favorite two, even though it was a bit tedious, was analog photography. Just because of that whole actually really getting to textures and really breaking down the chemicals, like having the right parts, shooting only a set amount of ISO.
So you're not making drugs, breaking back, that kind of thing.
So really getting to quite connected with the actual film and really realizing how much skill and talent goes into this. It's not just point and shoot. You've got to make sure you get the right film. You've got to put it in the dark and just feel it.
And time it right.
And not let no light leak in. It's all crazy. Obviously now everything's instant. Like digital, you don't like it, delete.
They've even digitalized the analog method.
Yeah, it's crazy. You've got people like that. You've got people like Fuji that hold that look of the analog camera,
preset,
but it's digitalized. It's crazy. It's mental, the world that we're in with the technology. So anyway, analog photography is one of them.
Is it crazy or I'm going mad side topic, but is it crazy or do you think they're just making it more efficient for us to get stuff done?
I think it's a bit of efficiency and to make it universally.
Actually, no, I take that point back because, sorry to keep cutting you off, because those cameras, those Fuji ones, no way will compare to the images you take and legitimately do it the analog way.
No, they don't. You can have. There's certain people, even till today, that's why people still prefer film.
You can't replicate.
You can't replicate film. You can't. Like, it's just, you can have all the presets, you can do any textures. It may
Yeah.
look like film, but it won't be film.
You hear that? You can have all the looks, all of that, but you can't make it the same.
You got to,
It's
if you
actually
want
doing
that
it.
actual look, you got to shoot it with those actual cameras
Yeah.
and go get that raw look. So photography was one of them, and my other one was just film.
How much are those cameras? Like those proper cameras that you need to do analog stuff?
Analog film or analog photography, well, analog video,
yeah.
video still costs a lot, at least a couple grand to get, like 2 to 3 grand to get a really good one, 16mm, or
Yeah.
or you get cheap ones and still do good looks with them, depending on
Yeah.
what you're shooting and what style you
If
want.
you know how to use it, right?
Yeah, and if you know how to use it, and you know how to use good film, and my friends like really good. A couple of my actual colleagues and friends are really good at film, and they're retro, and they got really good into it.
That's sick.
So in college,
I bet your friends are white.
Nah, actually, no, not.
What?
Not all of them are not. Nah, man. Like I've got
Okay.
I've got a very diverse group.
And they do all filming that. I don't know.
A
maybe
lot of
Asian
them,
brothers that do
a
that.
lot of them, like a couple of them are African, a couple of them are
Oh, yeah,
Caribbean.
yeah.
Then you've got my boy that's Middle Eastern, and you got a couple of my.
Okay, you're multicultural.
Multicultural, yeah, man. I've always been like that since day. You know what I mean?
Exoticnism, that.
So
So you're at college now.
so college, so I picked it. So my favorite two have been photography and film. But then I resonated more with just video, just because I liked motion. I like the fact that camera movement and film and how it looks, and the endless opportunities that you can make within a film, and what you can read, how far you can go with it. And there's so many different roles when you really break down film. Tons of people work on it. Tons, like from
That's so
set
true.
designers to lighting department to camera department to art direction. So it's just, there's a lot of scope to do what you want within it. And
That's
when I
true.
really started to get into grips after I bought my camera, I just went out and shot music videos to 1 minute to one take short films to just everything, just trying to see what I really liked. And
How did you get these jobs?
some of them I just did it with my friends at youth club. We just thought, let's just come up with a concept, shoot it.
Yeah.
And then some of them, these artists I wanted to go do music. I was like, cool, bro, look, man, I just started filmmaking. Can we shoot something together? And they were like, yeah, let's try it. And developed and just trying to grab any opportunity that you can. Because obviously when it comes to film or music videos, obviously you need a subject, you need something to shoot. Yes, you can create certain ideas by yourself, and which is great, but to really try to experiment, I believe you should just go out and shoot everything and anything you can and just create out of legitimately nothing. See what you can come up with and see what you like. So youth club, met a couple artists, shot music videos for them. And hold tight Nikon, I was shooting on 23.97 FPS.
Yeah.
So I was always 2 frame rates behind, or 1.5 frame rates behind our natural standard.
Yeah.
And it was just so awkward and annoying. So even though you would sync, you're 1.5 like frame rate behind.
What, from a 24 frame?
From 25, because obviously we shoot 25.
Yeah.
Native UK, yeah?
But you can change the sequence settings, no?
Yeah, but back then, like, I didn't know much about that. But I was always a 1.5 frame rate behind to syncing, and I had to like perfect
You're
it.
just one YouTube video off. So that's what I like about you. You learn your skills by,
Yeah, so I had to
by
really
going out and doing it, learning
Yeah,
it.
it had to be really hands-on.
And the
And
stuff you couldn't do, you just have to watch it online and try to figure
yeah,
stuff
try
out.
to figure something out. And
That's pretty dope.
so, and that's the way I've realized that's the way I kind of learn. I don't learn from books. I don't learn. That's the reason why I went college. I don't think
you can learn filmmaking through books.
Well, there's books and stuff on it, and
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like that's like examples, but you can't learn.
yeah, you gotta go out and use what you learn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why my college was great. I went to Kingsway Westminster College, and they were really practical there, and I just suited my working and learning style.
Sick.
So yeah, so I went and did that. But over the years of my college course, went to this youth club, had a good teacher, mentor that I learned from and developed with, and had good friends around me that were really similar in my craft that went into. We all had it as a good interest. So the same guys I did music with, we was like, cool, let's try do music videos, try pick up the camera.
So you guys all went to the same college?
No, not at college, so we went to the same youth club. Because we're all in
Oh,
this similar
sick.
like locality, so we all just linked up at the youth club and then did stuff from there. And
That's pretty dope.
so that was just a great foundation for me to have my stepping stone. Like I had friends that I grew up with that were doing it. I was doing it, had a space to do it. So I was pretty blessed. So then through having this teacher, I started putting together my show reel in college. It's like, cool, man. Like, whatever. I did some college work, did some independent music videos, met with some artists, so it just was snowballed. Any artist I could shoot, I shot. Any music that I could get, I shot. Anybody that was interested in like my style, I shot.
Did you do it for free?
At the beginning, I did like pretty much all of it for free, just
Respect.
because like You're at home.
That's how it works.
You're at home. You don't have nothing to pay for right now. You're a student. You get discounts and stuff. You get travel for free. What you got to really worry about? You ain't got to worry about much. I mean, so you can really
It's not even
invest.
that. I feel like a lot of people are doing it for money now. Straight away, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
how much is it?" And then if they say whatever, they're like, "No, it's not enough." I'm like, you can't even set yourself a budget because who are you at the end of the day? You ain't got no
Yeah, and it's
stick
like to be fair, you could and you can't. Like you could if that's the way you just want to be. That's fine.
I disagree with that because anyone up and coming can't set a price for them because they have nothing to back it. They've never actually done it.
Yes, but what I'm saying is this all depends on mentality, innit? Some people have that perspective, they just want to be business oriented straight away and try to get some money straight away.
Yeah.
But I would say as if you're gonna get really in depth with it and learn properly, you can't offer your services for money straight away because
you have to half-ass the work.
Yeah, and you haven't even put what you've learned into practical learning aspects, and you haven't actually tried out and gone and shot. Because the more you shoot, the more you're gonna find out what you like, what you're not good at, and you're gonna develop. So unless you start creating a reel or a portfolio for yourself, no one's going to take you seriously. So no one's really going to buy into you. So I ended up spending 2.5 years creating a show reel from college, music videos, and then I was like, my mom was like, are you going to be able to go get a degree? I was like, am I going to go get a degree? Well, and this is when I just realized my fees went up to $9,000 each year. Just missed out on that $3,000 benchmark. I was like, damn it. Hold tight retakes. It's because of my retakes. I had to go into the $9,000 leap. And anyway, so I was like, Mom, I don't know if I need to go get a degree for what I'm doing. She's like, no, look, it'll be good. Just have some foundation. You know, they talk you into it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right,
Back
cool.
up.
Yeah, just
Because
come on.
it's because relatives ask, oh, your son got a degree.
Yeah, 100%. So that's what happened. So fortunately, I did a degree. So fortunately, I actually did a degree because it actually led me and built me into another better person through going to my degree.
What did you study?
So I went to study at University of Westminster, and I went to study contemporary media practice.
Okay.
So which was, again, within the name, was a bit broad, which was kind of good because I learned.
What does that mean, contemporary media
practice? So contemporary is kind of like
I know what's contemporary media practice.
So for that course specifically, it meant so they had a different take on it. So it was a bit more artistic background, a bit more artsy. It wasn't so national, like traditional filmmaking.
Okay.
Hollywood or not just.
Is it more like run and gun?
Not run and gun, but it's just like a bit more artsy, a bit more fine art tuned, a bit more. Not just go what everybody else does in Hollywood. Just thinking a bit more outside the box.
Yeah.
Being a bit more experimental, which really actually pushed me in a good direction. Because through that and through the styles of music that I listened to as well, which is a bit very experimental R&B, which very moody, very, very interesting textures of music. After obviously listen to hip hop as well, but when I didn't listen to that, when I was very R&B-esque, it was very moody, very. And that's especially like the music videos I used to like. I was a very big fan of The Weeknd. And when I talk about film, I'm a very big fan of Quentin Tarantino. Very mood, textures, violence, but editing very crazy, very fast, but encapsulating so many different scenarios really well. Martin Scorsese, beautiful cinematography, beautiful gangster films that are shot amazingly, like long one takes. That I didn't really see anybody doing that, blew my mind. I was like, whoa, like they did all of that in one scene, and they told a story within that one scene. It's like a long minute, 2 to 3 minute, one take. And
Those
it's crazy.
gangster movies are epic.
Yeah, you're talking Godfather, Casino,
that opening
Goodfellas.
scene in all of them.
Martin Scorsese, legendary. Just beautiful. And Quentin Tarantino, because of his push of like gore, violence, and not... People always hated on him for it. And obviously still people do, like love and hate relationship. I kind of call it the Kanye West of the film world. You either love him or you hate him.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I mean?
kind of agree, yeah. Because he just goes all out.
Yeah, and it's quite mad, but even his story inspires me. The guy learned film from just being a blockbuster person, just renting out his films and just learning from them, watching, and creating his own universe and writing stories and directing.
That's dope.
So it shows you in the film world, you don't have to go through traditional educational routes to be a creative or be amazing or to be a great director. So you can it's all about imagination.
That's not enough to convince parents though.
No, it's not. So then that's what led me back to doing the degree. So I did my degree, spent it 3 years, got my degree, smashed it, got my 2-1, and that's what my confidence built. After I did college, and that's when I was kind of glad I didn't do music, Because how my confidence that I was like, look, I'm going to be the best. I'm talented. I know how to light. I'm learning how to edit really well, and I know all of these skills are going to push me into doing directing amazingly. So
Why directing? You knew that from the get-go, that was the goal.
Yeah, directing. So it was either two things: either lighting, maybe being maybe a DP, or not even just DP, just learning how to light really well, or directing. I just liked that whole, just being in tune with, like, obviously for me, so there's a lot of music videos. So I like controlling the space and how much I have to oversee and that whole, because in essence, a director is like a project manager. When you really break it down, and when you're blessed to have a crew around you as well, and a DP, editor, a gaffer, when you want to really get into it. Like, you're project managing all those people. They're your crew. So you've got to make sure that your vision gets transcended into everybody's mind, and they all break it down and they all follow what you want to do. And you've got to oversee it.
How do you make sure that your team sees the same vision as you?
Great communication, having good communication with your team, and on top of that, recruiting like-minded people, and number 3, people that really like your style.
How do you even find these people?
Do you know what? Through being in a creative journey and like networking, or youth, like I said, beauties of when I was growing up, youth clubs and university. University was a great hub for that.
How do you find people now, though?
Now, I would say, and this is how we're getting into the whole the whole internet. Internet, social media.
You want to get intimate? How did you
So internet, social media. So obviously initially started with Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram. Instagram is a ridiculous platform that's blown up now, and anybody can be a creative and wants to be a creative. And
I got a lot of crap to say about Instagram.
Boy, that could be a whole different podcast. You know what I'm saying? So so that's how I pretty much got into like filmmaking, music videos, and so finding people now is like through Instagram, and like now even better now. Like, so when I developed after going through university, I met another fellow on Twitter, because back then it was all about Twitter, and I met a fellow other Asian.
Was you always on whatever was popping? You was on it, like social media wise? Because I was never on Twitter.
I pretty much wasn't. I was like, people end up writing their life stories on Facebook, and I'm not really about that. I just want to see summaries. You know what I mean? Like the 120 characters was great.
Max,
little tweets, and I felt like Facebook became one of these hubs of let's connect with old friends, and it wasn't really much business. It was just like, it was a bit more.
Remember 3 years ago, you guys did this.
Or obviously that's like now. Do you know what I mean? But when Facebook first started, it's like, let me go find my old friend from way back who we've lost contact with or whatever. Let me just type their name on, because everybody was on Facebook. And Twitter at that time was like the Instagram of today. It's a bit more to share your business mind, to find artists or contacts, and there's a little bit more business and serious. It was a bit more taken seriously with a bit more of a serious tone. So that's why I was on Twitter, just to find work. Because then I would tweet out like, to any artist, I'm like, hey man, like, I'm a music video director. I've just started. I would love to collaborate with you and see what you just being hungry. Because there's no point of being a director or camera operator.
That's fine. You was doing that way before everyone's doing that now on Instagram, DMing people.
Yeah, and that's
what gave you the idea?
Yeah,
Let me just message people and see what happens.
Because
it takes a lot of courage, right?
No, it does, 100%. Like, so when I started I did my first showreel, and I got a pretty decent response when I went to university. That's what got me into my degree. They really liked my showreel, and then after that, I showed a lot of close friends, and then other music people that liked my work. They're like, look, man, you're good at what you do. Just keep pushing, and who knows? Do you know what I mean? The world is your oyster. Just carry on going and going. And that's the mentality. You've got to be relentless. You've got to just have the courage to keep going. Because if you don't have confidence, the boy doesn't matter what creative you are.
But what happens when you send like 50 DMs and you don't even get a response? Or a positive response at the end of it?
It is what it is. It's just, you got to put it, like, I started insecurities when people be like, oh, if I get rejected, it's a bit crazy. I'm going to feel hurt or upset. But to be fair, like, if you're confident, if you're comfortable in your skin and you're confident, then and you have that mindset, and that plus knowing that the worst someone can say is no. That's it. No, and that just means cool. You don't want to fuck with my work, or you don't want to work with me. No problemo. Someone else will. And it's just reminding yourself that. Yes, you're gonna have ups and downs. Where if a lot of people say no, you're just gonna feel like this is not meant for you. And I've been through that. But I was just like, look, I'm at a decent level now. I'm pretty happy. let me just put myself out there, and if I want to learn and get even more better, plus I want to get involved in the music industry, I've got to hit them where everybody is. And at the moment in time, all the artists that I liked, or which I knew obviously Twitter had this verified thing, so that shows that they're actually in control of their account. Because in Facebook, people create pages, and you didn't know if the actual artist was actually creating their like in charge of their page. Could have been like a representative, or could have been like a fan creating a page on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? You don't know. But Twitter was one of the ones that get instant connection or instant access to the artist, because it would be them replying and them taking care of their tweets. I was like, cool, let me just hit them where everybody's at. Everybody's on Twitter, let me try and get on Twitter. Yo, I'm a music video director, can I come do some work? Boom, that's a job. Hi, I'm a music video director, boom, landed the job. Or I want to do.
Who did you think to hit up first?
So at the beginning, I did a guy called, I don't remember my area. It was a guy called Pressure. There's a guy called Ash Ketchum who's in sound.
So this is straight after you got your degree.
No, this is actually in between college and the degree days.
Okay.
So it's in between that. So I was doing it from then, like freelancing and stuff. I just thought, let me take it on, see what I can do.
Yeah.
So Ash Ketchum, who's actually just Ash and Sounds of DB and DB. And a couple other just artists, just anybody around my area, just thought, just keep going. And obviously, like I said, I had a big love for grime culture, so I was trying to help grime people. Obviously, a lot of them said no, because they're nobody. Doesn't matter, it's all good. And slowly, just that's what I thought, that was the only way that I could understand, was like to break into the industry, just through social media and trying to just put myself out there. And then, like I said, I met this one person who actually was one of the original members I used to work with, Link Up TV, when it first started. And then obviously we've got YouTube, and YouTube's blowing up, and then we've got SBTV, we've got Link Up, and he was another fellow Indian/Asian filmmaker director.
Oh, right.
And that really caught my eye, just because I was like, look, when I'm seeing a lot of the industry heads around my age, there's not many young Asian people doing it. So I was like, cool, man, that kind of gave me a bit more of a boost and a push. And he had one shoot that his whole style was unique, and around that time, and it was a whole ident phase, whole quite heavy edit phase with the choppy cuts and the flashes.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it was like the first time where people really started doing that, the youth or the urban culture videos. I was kind of blown away by it, and I didn't really know how to do effects or trippy cuts or fast good cutting. So I wanted to learn, and I asked him. I sent him a tweet. Yo, bro, I really love your work. It would be great to see if I can shadow you or just be on one set with you just to make me learn more. He's like, dude, come down. I'm going to be at the studio. I've got a shoot for X artists, and just come have fun, like have a vibe with me. I was like, oh, sick, amazing. And went down to the studio and had a vibe with him, linked up with him, did actual behind the scenes with him for him as well. Chopped that up. He really liked it. But then I really loved this space. I was like, yo, this studio is crazy. Got Infinity Cove, and the way it lit, it looks amazing. And you got this black space as well. So the whole mood.
Where was the studio?
The studio was in Shepherd's Bush, Acton.
What?
Yeah,
the studio was in Shepherd's Bush?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's mad.
So it was just down the road, like on Oxford Road. And another thing I'll say to anybody, because obviously, like I said, I'm originally from South London, and then I went to college in Central London for Westminster, King's Cross, and then if you want to do this, you've got to travel and hustle. So like the Oyster card was like my like for today people like Uber. I was going everywhere, beep. Do you know what I mean? You taking advantage of that student life, bro. Just beep under under 16s, beep. Like, do you know what I mean? Just going everywhere. It was amazing, and just travel. You have to come out of your comfort zone. Like obviously, when you're growing up, everybody in the young little collectives, you just really stay to your area. Like you probably stayed around East a lot. I stayed around growing up. I stayed around just in South. I didn't really come out of South until I went college and then university. I ended up going to university in Harrow. Do you know what I mean? I went Norfolk Park. That's where my campus was. It was crazy.
That's a trek, isn't it?
Yeah, it was boy. two tube switches, a bus journey. Yeah, all long. But you had to make it work, do you know what I mean? To get your degree. So anyway, so I'm at the studio. I did some research on the people that own the studio. And one of them was actually a really talented filmmaker. And his name, and I researched him, it was like Max Shaw. And he's like my mentor / he's the reason why I'm a studio manager now, which is crazy. So I did some research. I saw that he actually had a film that was put into Cannes Film Festival. And when he graduated from New York Film Academy, I was like, yo, this guy's serious. New York Film Academy, Cannes Film Festival, and anybody that knows filmmaking and you know that film festivals to get your film in there is a really big deal.
It's a high accolade.
Yeah, it is. And then on top of that, graduating from New York Film Academy, being from London, I thought, wow, this guy probably knows his stuff. So then again, having the confidence to email him, be like, look, dude, I checked out a lot of your work, and at that time he was popping, using a lot of like the West London people, Rattling. He did all these other like UK underground acts, did Jammer, all these people that I was actually really in tune with and followed as well. And I was blown away by his lighting. I was blown away by his like camera quality, and then just his art direction. Because those are things I wasn't aware of. Because when
he was
I was
making sick gram videos back in the day.
yeah. So
no one else has had that.
Yeah, no one else is doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not just saying that because I work with him now and he's my mentor. I'm saying that because his actual style
I
was
don't
so
work
good.
with him, and I say you need to check out his.
Yeah,
ways,
like
man.
Max is like, he's calmed down a little bit because we've got to run this business. But when he was popping and doing his thing, I'm not saying he's not popping now, but people that know him that still get work from him, he's just amazing. So I was like, look, man, I shoot a lot on location.
How did that happen? So you meet Max.
So send him an email.
Yeah.
Same thing how I did with the other director. Send him an email, and I was like, so to be fair, I had big up Sachin. He's the reason why I know Max. Amazing guy. So
I thought you messaged him. I thought that's.
I did, but what I'm saying is that's the whole reason why I know about the studio, right?
Oh yeah.
So obviously I did my research and I was like, let me email Max, who knew he was a studio owner. Like I said, Film Academy, all of that stuff.
Big up Sachin.
Do you know what I mean? So, and then Max invited me down to the studio again. And he's like, look, man, he wanted to get to know me, and I said, look, I just want to shadow you. I don't need a job, nothing. I just want to shadow you, just see how you work and see how it is. Shadowed him, did some work experience with him. I actually ended up working with him, which I thought I was only going to do a couple of weeks, and it was going to be short term. He kind of took me on as like his apprentice, like his right hand. I cleaned studios. I still clean studios. I took care of his shoots. I helped him. He helped me light.
Wait, I'm so sorry. So you what made you just go full force? Like you ain't got a job. Like
No, I didn't.
Do you have a girl at this point?
Did I have a girl? No.
No. So you're still getting uni.
Yeah.
You got your uni deadlines and you got uni exams, this and that. What made you say, I'm going to put all of this time I have now onto something that's not going to yield me back anything short term?
Because for me, I saw the fact that what this person is offering me is the knowledge, and that is far more greater than any money that can give me. His knowledge and experience was just, I had to just be a sponge and soak it all up. And he actually changed me as an individual. I owe him so much. To be honest, I owe Max like pretty much a lot of my career. Because of him, I opened other doors, and I've got the style that I have now, and I've got the techniques and the knowledge and the awareness, etiquettes on set, lighting, directing, the confidence.
So he basically give you the one-on-one lowdown.
Yeah,
personal class.
just really developing some Mr. Miyagi shit. You know what I'm saying? Like wax on wax, really showing me the ropes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was so glad because it's really developed me as a human being. I'm still learning and developing because of Max. Do you know what I mean? It's a blessing, and I just picked up so much. Just from being around him, learned a lot about.
That's mad. So he just fought you full force with a studio and like, here you go.
Yeah, like if you want to work with me and you're wanting to ride, let me just help you as much as I can.
Wow.
And that's when I said to myself, I don't think I'm going to find anybody like this in the industry. So I'm just going to hold on to it and see what happens.
People don't get opportunities like that.
No, you don't, bro. And like this is what I'm saying to you. So if people like myself and whoever I can, because of Max, I have got that same big heart. Anybody I can help, I will help. Do you know what I mean? Even when how me and you work, and hopefully going to create more work together.
100%.
People that don't know. Do you know what I mean? People that don't know that me and Velan have started to get to better jobs and music videos, and the way we met. And it's just, we can get into that later as well. But it's just
the way me met was mad. I had to slide into his DMs.
Probably was mad because I obviously if people that don't know, Velan has this whole other company page called Three Monkeys Productions. And when I was working at the studio, I was trying to spread more awareness of our studio in West London. And I saw his production page, and I was like, hey man, it'd be great for you to come around and show you. And I got aired, and he get no reply. And then he...
I don't remember.
Oh, well, you don't remember, but the evidence is... But I go back to the conversation, man. It's crazy. So then I get a hit up like 2 years later. Hey, bro, love your work. And I was like, bro, I sent this guy a message like 2 years ago.
Whatever.
It was mad. And then he hit me up. He's like, dude, it would be great to have a chat and meet up with you. And you're like... And then I got the same talk that I told Sachin. Bro, you're the reason why I'm doing music videos.
Yeah,
And
you know what it was? Because the same feeling you felt when you saw another Asian brother on set, and when I'm coming up in the scene, I'm still coming up in the scene, and I'm looking at other Asian influences to kind of motivate me, because I feel like that's one of the factors that kind of drives me. I was just like putting more brown people in this creative industry, and to see you post, and this guy only posts sick pictures. Like my brother, I'll just post me eating a donut, me with a random model, maybe here and there, but then that's about it. This guy is just like quality pics. So
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
So I'm just seeing this guy, and I'm like, raw, like he's brown and he's doing mad stuff in the music scene. Like, I want to know how you do it. Like, let me just see what he's saying.
And let me just break it down. I'm still that normal guy. I haven't done anything crazy. This guy makes out to seem like I'm doing madness, and I'm just hustling, trying to get it in, bro. That's just the truth of the matter. I'm just trying to get to the page that I want to get to and get to those heights and goals I want to reach. So yeah, so we met, and same thing how I did the whole Satchel situation Velan did with me. And it's an amazing feeling of, like I said, going back to the whole point of having a big heart. If you have a big heart and you just, because you could put a price on your services, but you can't put a price on knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to me wanting to know stuff, I'll be a dickhead to ask you. You got to talk to me like you got to pay me and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
I'm not free today. I got to check my diary.
Yeah. and I don't want to do that because I didn't get that treatment. Max actually opened his arms to me and took me in. He didn't have to teach me. He didn't have to invest time, money. Like, that guy took care of me. And he still does take care of me, still to this day. He's the reason why I've got a job. So fast forward.
How did the apprenticeship or this internship turn into a job?
Boy, you gotta ask him. So if you ever chat to him, like,
so you
must
have been good then.
Yeah. So I was working my ass off, innit?
Yeah.
I was working my ass off, and
how did you even know you're still at uni? And you got like kind of like a studio manager role.
Yeah, like I finished up uni, and that's when the role came about.
That's mad though. That must
prior
have made
to
your mum
that,
happy as well.
Yeah, prior to that, I was just working my ass off endlessly. Even all the backlash from my parents, the backlash of my friends saying, "Bro, your work is so much for free. Why are you working for free? It's just crazy. You should be asking for money from this company." Blah blah blah
Who
blah
are
blah.
saying this? Your friends?
Yeah, just a lot of my friends, just because obviously people worry, just because
Are those people still your friends?
Some of them are. Some of them I've lost along this journey, naturally, as it happens. People get you, some people don't get you. And then I was like, look, man, I believe in this guy. It's not about the money. It's not about anything. I just really like this human being. And I just think me being with him and being around him will help me and also help him. Because it gives him a helping hand. He didn't have any, but he didn't always have like crazy people around to do so many shoots. And I was just like, it's not easy when you're independent. I've been there, done that. And I still do it. Sometimes I don't have many people to help me on set. I only got 1 or 2 people. So I was like, I just learned so much. I soaked it all in, riding with him for so long, and just being a good human. And I think that just rewarded me. He rewarded me. So fast forwarding, I finished university, and he wanted to build up a new company. We had to move from our old old complex, move into a new one. Now we're in Acton. Same road. Blessed the fact that we're same road. That's down mad. The road from the same place. And,
that's mad. What coincidence.
Yeah, what coincidence. It was
that's
crazy.
Mad.
And he was like, look, man, I always promised you that I want to take care of you. I want to put you on salary. I was like, what? So this is crazy. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even think about it. At this time, when the company was in the 50-50 if we're going to go ahead and do it or not, I was struggling. I was freelancing. I didn't know if I was going to make money in some months. I was trying to apply for roles because you can't just put your eggs in one basket. And naturally, I had to take care of a lot of stuff at home, try and make ends meet, and it wasn't easy. So I was like, cool, let me just keep applying. And then he just come to me, he's like, look, man, I told you, I'm going to take care of you. I want you to be the student manager at the new place. And I was like, wow, this is mad.
That is mad.
This is just, it was
what
overwhelming.
Did you say? Did you have a reply? Or were you just like, are you talking to me?
I was like, Max, this is nuts. This is a big role. And it was like and obviously we didn't know, like the premise that we bought and we got the lease for, it's massive. Like, you've seen it.
Yes, it's huge.
It's massive. So therefore, I was just like,
it's like a football pitch size.
I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, because our old building, the old studio, was 2 rooms, and it was like like a quarter of that space. 2 rooms. So it was easy to manage, do you know what I mean? And now I have, like, by the grace of God, I'm blessed to have 3 spaces and 3 unique studios. If you don't know, go check out Chili Cheese.
Slight little plug there.
Little
Is that
plug. I have
you,
to
yeah?
do it. Do you know what I mean? Chili cheese LDN. Get us on the
Making me do
instas.
work and that. There's gonna be something there.
So you know, like Velan will probably put something here, or maybe there.
Ramesh is giving you work.
So yeah, that's us, and I was blown away. I didn't know even how I was going to do it because I've had no managing skills. I've just been able to. I freelance. So I'm just managing.
Did you say yes straight away?
Yeah, I did because I was just like, I don't.
On the spot.
Yeah, because I was like, it's Max and the other colleague that he works with is one of his good friends. I was like, it makes perfect sense, and the energy that we all have, it's just amazing. I weren't really on trying to find a corporate company and just being a number in the system. I want to build something from the ground up. Yes, it may not be as much money and it may take a longer journey to get to where you want to get to, but you're building something great with people that you know and they care about you to the point where they care about where you're going in your career. You're not going to get that at a big established production company. You're just going to be another number in their system. Just got to do their job.
But all I want is fat stacks in my wallet and hot girls next to me and a flashy car though.
Yeah, bro, like you got to grind, innit?
That's how majority of the audience. That's what they think.
And then, but what people don't understand, like, it's still not about that. If you're getting into this business for that, you've already fucked up and you've already lost. You've lost.
You lost before you've even begun.
Exactly. If you're coming, go on.
No, go on.
I said, if you come into the industry thinking, yo man, I'm seeing all these amazing music videos and like directors around models or musicians I get to meet. Yeah, that life is great, it's cool, but like it don't come easy. Never does. Nothing in this world comes easy. Creative, academic, engineering, arts, whatever you want to do. Don't just think, because it's entertainment, it's going to be a bit easier. Just because life is a little bit flashier. No. I'm still working ridiculous hours and grafting. You work crazy hours like me, bro. Like, I see you awake at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock when we're talking about work and our mind don't switch off.
I don't even know if that's smart though. I just feel like sometimes it's stupid the way I organize my time.
So do I, but sometimes sometimes the way it is, you know what I mean? As creators, we sometimes are a bit all over the place just because we've got so many ideas, so many things running through our mind. Psychologically, we don't really shut off. As like academics or people that go into the corporate world, they're 9-to-5ers. I'm not saying that's any disrespect, but they have their times where they're on and where they can switch off straight away. If you're running an independent business or you're trying to be a successful freelancer, you can't switch off. If you switch off, you ain't going to make money. So what are you going to do then? What are you going to tell your family? What are you going to tell if you have a girlfriend, or you're going to tell a wife, I didn't make bread because I didn't want to think about it, or I just wasn't bothered. It's all about you. You have to drive. You have to be relentless. You have to be hardcore. And that's what's going to cut you from actually making it or not making it. So if you're going into this mentality like, I want to get flashy, I want to get all the girls, you're not going to get anywhere. And you're not going to be the person that you should be, or you're not even going to be talented. You're just going to try and live this life for all the wrong reasons. And that's what I would tell anybody that wants to do any filmmaking, any creative or music, arts. The life don't come easy. It's not about discouraging people. It's about just being real. If you want to do something great, and you want to be talented about what you do, you have to put the hours in. I don't know if you know this, but they've even said in film or other areas that to be the master at your craft, you have to put at least 10,000 hours in. 10,000 hours!
I think me and you've done that though.
I've done that in pretty much some elements, but I still got a lot more hours to put in to just perfect.
I don't think 10,000 hours is enough to become a master, right? I think 10,000 is enough to know the skill. But to become a master, I think that's just a lifetime.
It's a never-ending journey.
Yeah.
Because I get it. I think you're right. You can't really put a stamp. And I think once you put a stamp on it, you've ended your learning journey. And I think that's wrong as well. You should be open, never learn.
The journey is the goal.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? So I've had, like I said, I'm blessed to have other people that are younger than me in my crew, and I learn so much from them. I've got so what Max is to me, I have another gentleman, like my right hand. He's like my little brother.
That's dope.
He's aspiring to be a very amazing DP, and he already is a great gaffer, great DP, and very talented. And I've helped him a lot.
I know who you're talking about. Shout out.
Shout out Zach.
Shout out Zach.
You know what I mean? And he'll come up from because he's still in uni, and I've stopped going to uni for 2 years now. So he'll be like, bro, like I learned this technique, or I learned that way to rig the light like this, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. And it's actually enhanced my technique, or it's enhanced my direction. So you should never stop learning. You can learn from a 10-year-old, you can learn from a 20-year-old, you can learn from an older, younger, whatever. Just get along with everybody and have an open mind, and your journey will never stop.
Amazing. Amazing. And on that note, we're going to end the podcast right now. If you guys, enjoyed this podcast so much, leave it in the comments below. Make sure you do a thumbs up, and we're going to get him for round 2. Who wants to see part 2?
I could do part 2. I could talk for days. So
Yeah, I wrote down we only answered one of the questions I wrote down.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but we ran out of time. We hit like an hour mark, but I'm gonna edit it down again.
Yeah.
See what it turns out. But yeah, we probably definitely gonna do part 2, even if they don't want it.
Yeah, 100%.
This
I've got to
convo
do
is
part
too
2.
sick.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks for being on the show.
No
though.
worries, bro. Anytime.